What's up, friends? Fellow card collectors here, and this is a video entry to Up North Collectors 10,000 subscriber contest where we had to do a top 10 list. So these are my top 10 favorite players from the University of Miami. We'll go ahead and get into it. Number 10, we're starting off with Randall Hill. Randall Hill was a speedster wide receiver, definitely carried that old Miami swagger with him. One of my favorite players because he would always just be there for the big moment and celebrate with the just having fun playing the game. A lot of people called it showboating. I guess you could call it showboating for a little bit, but this is a clip from the 1991 Cotton Bowl. This was a rout, Miami Hurricanes over Texas, but it has one of my favorite touchdown celebrations here, Randall Hill in the tunnel. This is absolutely hilarious. Him in the tunnel, shooting finger guns at all the Texas Longhorn players. This game wasn't even close. Miami caught a lot of media flack for this game where they had like 200 yards in penalties and they still won by 40 points. Total mismatch in this bowl game. Yeah, there was a lot of blowback from this game against the Miami Hurricanes and their showboating. Next up, we have Shockey at number 9. One of the great tight ends to come from the University of Miami. Was there in the early 2000s, part of those great Miami Hurricanes teams of the early 2000s with Ken Dorsey. This clip we're about to show is a classic play from Miami. Fourth quarter against FSU, who was number 1 at the time. Ken Dorsey finds Shockey for the touchdown. That was a go-ahead touchdown. Miami went on to win the game thanks to that catch. That was Shockey's introduction to the stage. He was a redshirt freshman, I believe, at this point in his career. Number 8, Willis McGahee. Willis McGahee was thrust into the starting lineup because of the injury to Frank Gore, who had blown out his ACL. But they didn't lose a step. Willis McGahee, he was a blend of power and speed. Here you see his screen pass against FSU. This was the year following the previous clip. As you can see, just great acceleration. He also had great power as well. Was chased down there, but that was a play that was huge for the Hurricanes in that game. Number 7, you have Michael Irvin, who is not only a Miami Hurricane great, but an NFL great as well. Of course, Jimmy Johnson, his coach at Miami, brought him to Dallas when Jimmy Johnson got hired as coach there, and the rest is history. Michael Irvin definitely had the speed. You see here him beating 2 FSU defenders. This was a game that Miami was behind 19-0, came back thanks to Irvin. He had 2 touchdown catches in this. He was the type of player that played with passion. He was good, and he made sure you knew he was good. Definitely a big part of that late 1980s Miami swagger that everybody hated so much. One of the greatest players of all time, Michael Irvin. Coming in at number 6, we have Edgerrin James. Edgerrin James, more of a bruiser back, north-south runner. Didn't dance around too much. He did have speed, but his thing was breaking tackles. He was hard to bring down. Here is a clip of him versus UCLA, in which he set a Miami record for most rushing yards in a game. Here you see multiple UCLA defenders get their hands on him, can't bring him down. He just kept stumbling forward, got 10 yards out of it. That was his bread and butter. He also did it in the NFL for multiple years as well. In Indianapolis, in my mind, he is an NFL Hall of Famer. Number 5, probably my favorite linebacker of all time, from the University of Miami, Jonathan Vilma. This guy he had speed, he had hitting ability, everything you could want from a middle linebacker. I'm going to show 2 clips against Nebraska in the Rose Bowl. Here you see him hit a running back and just stop him in his tracks. Once again, not a very easy thing to do. Yes, that running back did a stutter step, but that was his fault to do that in front of Jonathan Vilma. Here you see him, there's a tight end reverse here, and once again, another hit here. It just, that's the way you want to tackle somebody. It's not an illegal hit. He puts his helmet in the runner's shoulder. That's a tight end he's hitting. That's not a small wide receiver running back. That is a big body tight end, and he absolutely depleted the guy. An amazing linebacker, Jonathan Vilma. Number 4, Frank Gore. Frank Gore, as a freshman, was a physical specimen. He is a Hall of Fame running back, no doubt. But the amazing thing about him is he's a Hall of Fame running back after tearing 2 ACLs. This clip, you get to see him as a freshman before he had those ACL injuries. You can see his speed. He still had that vision to be able to find that crease, and he had breakaway speed here. Didn't quite have that speed after the 2 ACL injuries, but just as a natural runner, one of the best there ever was. He could have been even better without those injuries. Number 3, Ed Reed, the heart and soul of any team he ever plays on, whether it's the Ravens or the Hurricanes. The clip we're about to see is when they played Boston College in 2001, in which he rips the ball away from Walters and returns it for a touchdown. This is in the final minute of the game. Boston College driving. Walters comes up with a deflection interception, and Ed Reed just rips it out of his arms. Is like, you're a defensive lineman. I got the speed. Give me that ball. And a nice little back juke here to finish it out, score the touchdown. That was probably the closest game Miami played that year. Boston College had a chance to win that game. But that game helped Miami proceed to go undefeated in the regular season and finish it out in the Rose Bowl for the national championship. Ed Reed was a beast with the ball in his hand, carried it like a loaf of bread, but he was a playmaker through and through. Number 2, you have Devin Hester. Now, Devin Hester didn't really have a spot on offense or defense. Struggled to find any spot on those, but he definitely had a spot on special teams. One of the greatest returners of all time. In his first clip, you're going to see him against Louisville showing off his speed and acceleration. He makes these Louisville defenders look like they're standing still. It's insane how quick he got to top speed. Look how quick he got all the way down the field and made those Louisville defenders look like they were standing still. Please rewind that and watch it again, because it's a thing of beauty to see somebody that fast and that quick. Also, another video of Devin Hester showing off his moves here against Duke. Here he dances around for a while and ends up scoring a touchdown. I don't even think this touchdown counted. I think there was a penalty on this play. But once again, just showing off the ridiculous athleticism and acceleration from Devin Hester. He's just way too quick for everybody else. Got a crease and then just pulls away. Like I said, I don't think this one stood, but Devin Hester, one of the most exciting players ever to play at University of Miami. Number 1, Sean Taylor. Of course, we lost Sean Taylor tragically to a shooting. But this guy was a video game character. 6'3", 240, free safety, ball hawk, hard hitter, athleticism off the charts. This guy wasn't even fair. Here you see him making a ridiculous athletic interception in the Fiesta Bowl against Ohio State. Miami, of course, would go on to lose this game. But Sean Taylor, no fault of his. He actually had another interception this game, which Maurice Claret stripped him of the ball, which was a big play in this game as well. But Sean Taylor was just absolutely ridiculous. Here is an interception he made against Florida State in the rain. See him make the interception at the 50 and just continue to take the ball down the field. He had moves, crazy athleticism for somebody his size. Sean Taylor, one of the greatest Miami Hurricanes all time. Definitely my favorite of all time. Like I said, he was like a video game character. Hope you all enjoyed this top 10 list. Check out Up North Collectors and their contest they got going on. 10,000 subs, which is an amazing accomplishment to reach on YouTube. Appreciate y'all watching. This is the Card Obvious, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.